Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. You are welcome to the channel, and if you are new to the channel, kindly subscribe, inshallah. And today we are here with the brothers to discuss some issues concerning we the brothers and the sisters on campus, the Muslim brothers and the sisters on campus here, and then challenges we see that the sisters facing, and then what we think they should do to improve in terms of their religious life, inshallah. So, inshallah, I'll go first, and I would like to, mention that most of the sisters, when they come to campus, first year university students, is very difficult for them to, in terms of socialization, you know, and they are, women are feeble, they have vulnerable minds, and then you have this, you know, student pastors that are going around evangelizing, and most of the sisters fall victim to them, and it's very necessary that we talk about it, and then we see what we can do about it, as our quota to to support Islam, inshallah. So just like I said, most of them, they come first year, and then all they know is campus hostel, campus hostel, campus hostel. That's all. Nowhere to go, no friends to mingle with. You understand? And then that's when the student pastors get their chance to come and convince them. And some of the sisters, they are not also well grounded in the deen. Just like on campus, we have an example. She came first year, and then she didn't know where the mosque was, and she didn't bother asking. Perhaps back home she didn't take the salah very serious. Now she's on campus, and then there's freedom. She can choose to pray or not pray, and nothing will happen to her. And then the student pastors or the student evangelists, they see it as an opportunity and they take it. And then the sister fell victim to it, and this is very bad because as Muslims on campus, there's the need for us to engage the young ones. The young ones, there's a need for us to engage them. We have to organize programs that they have to feel like they belong somewhere. They belong somewhere, inshallah. So I think this is one of the challenges that most of the sisters face, and then it poses great threat to social life in respect to Islam on campus. I don't-
No, yeah, you've spoken well, but so far so good. As humans on campus, students, where our guardians are not with us, our faith sometimes increases and decreases. You understand? When you are with your parents, there's no way you will do different thing because you are always with your parents, and your parents are responsible. They will always make sure that you pray. Even without telling you to pray, you will pray because you know that definitely they will ask you, Maryam, Aisha, Fatima, have you prayed? Your mom will definitely ask you. You understand? But on campus here, no mom, no elder sister, no any other guardian. You understand? So we can choose to do anyhow we want it. But when you study them, most of them, when they come to campus, their first week or first month on campus, they will take their deen very serious.
Yes,
Most of
yes.
them take it serious.
Yes.
But as time goes on and the influence start coming in, and then their
freedom.
faith,
Yes.
the iman that they have start decreasing. And at that instance, if no external, backup from the religion, that means the school jamsa,
Yes.
if they don't notice it and comes in and also
Rescue,
try to help that person to increase his faith, and maybe other religions like Christianity, every campus they have I don't know, churches
yes,
or
yes, yes, yes.
denomination. They also goes around to convince people to join their denomination. So when the person comes across those people, they are easily convinced, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they will leave the Islam totally and be joining them.
That's
Hope
very
you
true.
get it.
Yes.
So I think our Muslim sisters on campus, unless Allah is part of the executives of JIMSA, you understand?
Yes.
To be able to do this correction.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure most of you have seen such thing.
Yes. Yes.
Or
Yes.
you might also seen the different cases among our sisters on campus. Yeah.
Yes. That's very true. Wallahi, it's very disheartening.
This is very an undisputable fact that this my brother is saying, and I'm so much privileged and honored to be part of this conversation. Yes, this era we find ourselves, I just sat down and realized that I could summarize everything when it's come to religion, that we have something, or we are facing something we call religious war or religious battle. Religious battle in a way that weapons are not used, that is using the gun or using any other bombs or any other thing to fight each other, but religious battle in a way that when a religious party find an opportunity that another religion is lacking behind in one way or the other, that is its victims, they use that as an opportunity to get those people into their side.
Yes.
And that is what I feel that most students on campus, that is university, be it in college or whatsoever, they are facing today. Because that is what other people see as an opportunity for them to get them into their set or into their religion.
Yes. Yes.
And as brothers and sisters in Islam, no matter where you find yourself, if you are too grounded into the religion, you see, in every structure or in every organization, the foundation to which that organization is being built on is most important. You see, let's say no matter how tall a building is being raised up to, if the foundation is very poor, it will definitely fall to the ground. You understand?
That's true.
So I think one becoming very religious, one taking more serious or be more serious about his salat, his religious activities, more importantly, comes from his parents and the environment he finds himself. Why am I saying so? Because at the beginning of the child spent almost 70 to 90% of his life with the parents. You see?
Yes. Yes.
And then at the tender age, that is where the child is able to what? Assimilate, get things digested well within himself or herself.
Moral values.
So if the child or the girl or the boy did not get all those training from his childhood and he comes to the campus, what do you think it will be? You understand?
Yes.
So though the religious organizations on campus in the university will try their possible best to organize programs and to do their best to awaken that spirituality within their colleagues who are lacking behind, I also see it more importantly that it also comes from the parents too. Because the Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam made us to understand that he said that's Al-Jannah to tahta Aqdamul Ummahat. That's Al-Jannah is under the feet of our mothers. That is not a situation whereby you have to go and look for heaven or you go and look for paradise under the feet of you go to the house and then you'll be searching for Jannah from the feet of your mother, thinking that you can find heaven under it. You understand? This is a situation that when your mom or your parents give you the right teachings in Islam, the right teachings, it means wherever you go, you never fall short. You understand? So I think the training from home is very, very important. The training from home is very important. Before one get influenced, Charlie has to go through a lot of processes. When you are well assimilated and well absorbed into the religion, I tell you, the influences that will come, when they come, they will back off. Before one will even approach you with something, it means that person has found a lot in you, something in you. You see, we have many of brothers and sisters in the on campus here that no Christian will ever approach you and tell you that, Charlie, we have stage activities here. Can you make it too? The person will simply come to you because he has found that no, you are not a very good Christian, a very good Muslim. You see, so to me, our parents will have to play their role, while we also, executives on campus here, GIMSA, whatsoever organization, be it GIMSA, AMSA, whatsoever organization we have here on campus, while we are playing our role, I humbly plead that our parents should do as much as they could to bring up the young ones that we have at home, so that when they come to the university campus, they will not come and then do whatsoever they want. Sometimes it disheartens me. It is people you know from the house to be very good. When they come to campus, they live a different life. And it disheartens people. It disheartens me a lot. Sometimes you see a sister who you know from the house to be in veil all the time. And you see the person on campus and you think that this is a totally different person. I have most of them, some of them in my class. Sometimes you just have to pray for some of them.
Sure.
There's no amount of advice that you can give to change such people. Because the person, you see, the person lacks the understanding of why he is doing this and this. You see, when you come to understand why you are doing something, Charlie, you don't need a push. You see, when you come to understand why I'm doing this, you see, itself, you understanding why you are doing something alone is a motivation. So I think I'll end my own here and then allow one of my brothers to come to the floor. Yes, if you are ready, I think you can join.
Yeah, mashallah, mashallah. Yeah, my brothers here have said a lot with regards to this issue. Adding more flesh to what everybody have said. I think all the points they made is very, very, very important uh, with regards to this issue. It's not easy. It's not easy. Like my brother just said, they are trained at home. When they come to school, it's a different story. Sometimes it's not because their parents didn't train them. No. You see, we are nurtured when we are young, but sometimes when we grow up, we choose the way. That's why Allah has given us free will. The Prophet said when a child is 7 years, use skin on the person. When the person reaches 13 or 12, I don't know, I don't actually know the age, but when the person gets to close to maybe an adult age, you leave the person because now the person is conscious with whatever he's doing. So now students on campus also see it as what a privilege because they think there's no guidance, there's no one watching them. So they do whatever they want. And I think everything they do here is about taqwa of Allah. Having the consciousness of Allah, sometimes I think it dictates whatever we do. Because, first of all, before a lady can leave off hijab, that means that lady is not maybe willing to pray. Because how can you pray without hijab or veil? And as soon as a person dresses from hostel and the person puts on hijab or a veil on her head, that means the person is conscious. The person knows that where I'm going, when it's time, when it's 1 o'clock or when it's 2 o'clock, maybe I'm going to pray or I'll go for prayers. Because sometimes no one they have no taqwa. That's what I'm doing is for the sake of Allah. So they just come out without veil. And if someone comes out without veil, then you should know. Say the person is not ready for prayers. And sometimes it's not because of anything. It's because of the circle we associate ourselves with. When you come to university, sometimes you go to a session room, there are 3 or 4 in a room, and you find only one Muslim. in the midst of 4 people, she is the only Muslim among them. So you ask yourself, how are you going to do it? If you are with 2, let's say 2 Muslims, and let's say 2 Christians or any other religion, I don't know. But if there are 2, at least maybe one may tell the other, it's time for prayers, let's go. But now you find yourself, there are 3 in the room, and you are the only Muslim.
But my brother, you see, this case, when you are a student and you are alone and you happen to be living with, let's say, among 4 Christians, and you are alone and you are very consistent in your prayer. When it is time for Salat, the Christians themselves will ask you, Fatih, want to go and pray?
Sure.
They will definitely ask you. But if you don't strengthen your deen, if you are not consistent in your Salat, you understand? And when it is time for Salat, they don't even see you praying and other stuff. You understand? They will not cherish you.
Sure. So
They will end up calling you an American Muslim. It's like kind of
Yes, it's actually true. You see,
yes,
not to dispute the fact that you've made.
yeah,
I clearly understand what he's
yes,
saying. I had an opportunity to work at a construction company back then in 2023, and I didn't joke with my prayers. Anytime it's time for prayers, I'll just go and see our manager. Charlie, I want to pray. They will tell me that, oh, my child, go and pray. So they come to know me of a person who prays. They came to know me that I'm a Muslim.
sure.
So if it's time for prayers and I'm not going to pray, I'm working, then someone will come. There was this guy who always come and say, I'm tired. Then the one you understand? You understand? And on Fridays, if I even come to work on Fridays, I'll go and tell them that I want to go and pray Juma. I'll go and pray. If Friday comes and then I come to work without telling anyone that I want to go, they'll say, now and then Juma no, and then when Juma na. You understand? You see, when people will only question you about something, when they come to know you to be a doer of that thing, and the time comes that you are not doing it, you see, human conscience, human conscience. If you are, and I think everyone has that experience, that when it's time for prayers, you don't need someone to tell you that it's time for prayers before you know that it's time for prayers.
That's it.
If you are a person who really prays, wherever you find yourself and it's time for prayers, yourself, something will actually tell you that it's actually time for prayers. You understand? So God Almighty Himself has created that conscience within ourselves. Just as is, when you are doing something good, you know what you are doing is good. When you are doing something bad, you know it is bad. But you see, let me shift a bit from the topic about human consciousness. You see, some of us, in one way or the other, kills the consciousness within us without knowing that we are doing. You see, God speaks to us. Let me say it, God speaks to everyone. That is, when I say God speaks to us, I'm talking about the conscience God has given to us. You see, when God tells you that what you are doing is wrong, then you keep defending your own self. That no, what I'm doing is right. We all face that. Sometimes you'll be doing something, you know that this is wrong. Then,
It's very true.
why is it wrong?
Yes.
You try to defend yourself, giving your own explanation that within your own excuses. No. I think I even saw such and such person also doing it. If I do it, what is even wrong with it? You will be defending your own self, doing your own self. Then you end up doing that thing. So once you continuously doing that same, the time will come, that consciousness that God has given to you, it will be taken away. It will be dead. So I think I learned something about some categories of people that we have on this end. You see, we have people that before they are always good. Nobody will tell you that this is right. They will do it. Then we have people who have to be told that is the right thing. Then they will do it. Or what they are doing is wrong. Stop it. Then they will stop it and do the right thing. Then we have people who has come to understand that for them, they don't need any. They have done the bad to the extent that their system. Do you know people? Some people are there that they doing wickedness. They feel good
Yeah,
doing
part of them.
normalize it.
good. They feel good. Exactly. Like this is a very serious topic that we are not like. They feel good doing wrong.
Yeah,
I've read history about one guy, one man who feels good by taking the life of another. I can't actually give the favor. There are people who feel good doing bad. They have reached to an extent that doing bad is not something that the heart is bad. So when you go to the Holy Quran, I think Surah Al-Baqarah, that summun bukmun umyun fahum la yarji'un. That such people, their heart is actually, God has created a seal on their heart. So no matter how you advise them, God was actually addressing the Holy Prophet. No matter how you advise them, they are not going to work. Exactly. You see. Mhm.
But there's one thing I also learned. Sometimes I think about this thing, considering Allah Subhanahu wa Taala Himself, how He created the world, like He never discouraged in creating the world. I mean, He always care about the earth, those of us living on earth. You understand? And He never be disappointed on us. You understand? From this knowledge, from the knowledge that you send from Allah, you see, Allah started sending prophets from prophet to prophet on this living earth, starting from Adam alayhi wasalam. You understand? And then if you look at the lineage of the prophecy, all the prophets that came were perfect, but humans on this living earth, the prophet that Allah sent to come and guide us, our life on earth, they came and the same human beings would torture the prophet, would kill him. But Allah will never be what? Just encouraged. Allah will never forget us. He will continue sending prophets from generation to generation. He didn't give up. So when sometimes as an executive, when we see certain among our sisters or a brother, a Muslim brother or sister on campus doing unacceptable things, and sometimes we will try to advise them and to be like you will turn out being enemy to them. You understand? Sometimes I think of giving up. But the moment you, as an executive, you think of giving up, I remember that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala didn't give up when He was sending the prophet to come and guide me. Why would I give up on doing His work? I hope you get it. So most executives, that's one mistake they usually do when it comes to like guidance, advising police to get to take them to the Sirat al-Mustaqim. I hope you get it. So that is one thing that we need to always take note as an executive when you are into it. When you are about to give up, remember Allah didn't give up when He wanted to guide you. And we all know that life, it turns around. The person you might guide today to the right path, maybe tomorrow you might lose your iman. Our iman can never be in the highest at all time. It sometimes will decrease. And even the person you might guide today will also help you increase your iman tomorrow. So that's how I think I see. Yes. So we shouldn't give up on our police, whatever they do. Yeah.
Sure. It's very true. Like this, my brother was just saying, Alhamdulillah, Summa Alhamdulillah. That's we even have people on campus to guide our own selves, and we being we speaking about this topic. That's actually mean that we are free from all. Humans, we are all flawed.
Yeah, well, okay.
You see, so it's just an opportunity that we've been given to just express our views, our viewpoints on the topic. You see. So that doesn't mean that we are perfect. No, we are not perfect at all. No. We are all still looking for the mercy of Allah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should keep us under His shade of mercy. You see, I would like to give a story about this old man. Let me call it a mualim, a teacher, and then his son. Let me say his student. So there was this guy always going to his teacher for studies. So he used to go to him to study. He used to go to him for studies. So he one day asked his teacher, Mualim, let me call him Mualim, he's Malam. Usually that's what we call him in the own community, he's Malam. The Malam, I've been coming to this place for studies for a long time, almost about 5 years now. And you've never taken the pain to know where I'm also staying, you understand? So the Malam was, that's very great too. That's very true. Yes. I think we have to set a date so that we also know where you are actually staying. So a day came that they met. The guy went there, and then the teacher or the malam said, "Okay, let's visit your community, so I could have a look at or could see your parents." So when they got to the place, the bank of the river, yes. So before the guy has to get to the malam's place, he has to cross a river. But when they got to the river, there was no boat. There was no means of crossing that river. So what happened? The student asks Malam, there's no boat, but let's cross. And then the Malam was like, no, let's go back. Since there's no boat, we have to go back. Yes. When there's a boat, then we come and we come and cross. Then the guy was like, but you taught me that anytime that I want to do something, I should say Bismillah Rahman Rahim, and it is possible. Yes. So this Malam look at this guy and say, yes, I told you that if you want to do something good, you should say Bismillah Rahman Rahim, and it is possible. But we don't use Bismillah Rahman Rahim to cross a river. How can you use Bismillah Rahman Rahim to cross the river? No, it doesn't work that way. That is not how it works. Okay. Then the student was like, but that is how you taught me, and that's what I've been using. He said, how do you use it? He said, the way you taught me. Then practical, do it and let me see. This guy recited Bismillah Rahman Rahim and he started walking on top of the river without sinking. Lord. Yes, he walked. He started walking on the. So the imam was very, very startled. He was very he was very, very surprised. Then he asked him, "You should come back again." When he came, he looked at his feet very well. He didn't see anything. Then he thought maybe the sandal that he was wearing, that was what he asked him to remove the sandal. He removed the sandal. He did the same thing. But my malam could not. He couldn't even try it because the river was known to be very deep, and he feared to die. So the question is, what is the difference between his own teacher and himself? The difference is the belief, the faith, the iman that the guy had in what he was saying. You see, so what I'm trying to say, many people may have different lessons from what I've just said, but I want to coin it with the campus life I'm talking about. Many of our Muslim brothers or sisters, I just combine everything, brothers and sisters, because some of you, the brothers, to fall short in so many things when we come to campus here. You see, I don't know, the belief or the iman we actually have in what we do, like Islam, in like we felt that this particular thing that we are doing is not that much of concern or much of importance. Yeah. I hope you understand. Like the hijab. Oh, now hijab and so they say man say hijab they be me kwaya so nkwa na was me. That is, I only wear hijab. We only need to wear hijab when we want to go for prayers or want to go and pray. You understand? So knowing the thing is one thing. Yes. And knowing why you need to do it is another thing. I think one brother can continue from there. So
Yes, you see, I took some input from what you guys said. We started by saying that most of times it's from the parents that we get this preliminary guidance from. We get the training from them, the basics of the moral values, and it's very, very important because that's the building blocks of our lives as children, and we absorb a lot of things, just like you said. But I believe that you grow to a certain extent, you go to a certain level that in life that you are responsible for your own decisions. You are responsible for your own actions, and you are accountable for it. You understand? Your parents, your environment, and everything plays a serious role in your life. Yes. In growing up, your environment and those around you, they play a very major role in your life growing up in terms of how you think, how you relate with people. But when you grow to a certain extent in life, whatever you do, you yourself, you are accountable for it. Because you are able to distinguish between what is right and what is wrong.
Sure.
You understand? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is inbuilt in us. Is inbuilt in us to understand, to know, to differentiate between what is right and what is wrong. As a 20-year-old female or 20-year-old guy, no one should come and tell you that what you are doing is right, what you are doing is wrong. No,
exactly.
your conscience should tell you that. You understand? So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says these are my boundaries, don't cross them. And you know these are the boundaries of Allah, and you cross them, you are going to be accountable for it. You understand? But some of us, we are so arrogant to the extent that we cross the boundary, then we now find ways of defending ourselves, or we are trying to find some answers to ourselves to just to calm ourselves down. You understand? To make us to calm ourselves that God is yes,
Right.
I'm right. Yes. To just bring that your conscience, your conscience won't leave you.
Exactly.
When you do that, your conscience won't leave you, and you are finding solutions. You go on social media, you get some posts, some writing that supports what you have done.
Yeah, no,
It's not the best. You understand? It's not the best. And just like we said, on campus is subhanallah. On campus, you see a lot of things. You will see a lot of things. Look, everything you want to do on campus, you can do it. The freedom is yours. Freedom is very, very it's very dangerous. But like if it's in the wrong hands, if you are the wrong person, freedom is very dangerous. Because you have the freedom to do whatever you like. You understand? You choose to do what is right and what is wrong. Just like we said, we have the free will. But our free will as Muslims should be guided by the teachings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You understand? So inshallah, we will conclude on this, and then inshallah, whatever we have said here, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala
I think
make
I have another discussion, but that will be our next discussion.
Inshallah,
But I want to put it across all of you. So most of us, when we are coming from the house, it will be like, even so most of our parents, they even encourage you, when you get to the university, you get your life partner. You get it. Yeah, you get your life partner. Even some of us, including myself, I made up my mind that when I get to university, I'll get the woman I'll marry. I made that promise to myself. You understand?
And I hope by now they've got someone.
Not yet.
It's going for nil.
You
are going
that's
for
about it. If you have that intention, is it right or it's not?
Inshallah.
That would be our
We'll save that for another
Yeah,
day,
we'll
inshallah.
discuss on
Inshallah.
that.
And I think it's a very, very sensitive topic.
Very sensitive.
Because a lot of the Muslim guys here and they believe that when they come to university, that's when they actually get to find their life soulmate. And wallah, look,
Exactly.
it's a whole misconception. We'll talk about it inshallah another time. Inshallah.
Thank you very much.
Inshallah. Thank you very much for your time. And inshallah, if you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly do so. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.